you make this point very clear, don't you? When you're talking about, I think, 14th century China, you say it's got everything set for the
Yeah.
technological revolution, the industrial revolution. Or if you just look at those things, you think it's going to happen in China. That's the place, but it didn't.
Well, yes, this is absolutely the case. I mean, this is why Jack Goody wrote a book called Renaissances, and one of his principal examples was Sung China. I mean, he tricked. I mean, he was wrong. And when I talked to Peter Burke, who's the great expert on the Renaissance, although he's too polite to have ever said it to Jack or in public, he said, yes, Alan, of course, Renaissance with a capital R. In other words, the set of features which I talk about in Italy and the Netherlands in the later 16th century didn't occur in Sung China. They didn't develop the experimental methods. I mean, when that was one of my nice examples of Einstein. He was sent a question by a school child about, what caused the scientific revolution, and he just sent a one-line answer: Greek mathematics and Baconian experimental method. And you put the two together.
Yeah.
Now, China didn't have either of those.
No.
And the Sung didn't have either of those. So they had, it was literally a renaissance, because Sung literature and thought and philosophy was going back to Tang and going back to the earlier Chinese roots. It was artistically, Hangzhou, Zhejiang area was just like Florence. It was, in fact, it was exactly like Italy. It was filled with canals, the beautiful city of Suzhou. If you looked at the weaving or the porcelain, or you read the poetry, or, it was as rich culturally, in fact, much richer than 15th, 16th century Italy or the Netherlands. The painting, the artworks, the philosophy, the literature, dwarfed. This is why Marco Polo, who went to that area, was absolutely astounded. He went there in that period, in southern Sung, and he saw a city which was immeasurably richer than his home Venice. I mean, it was a real revelation. So Sung had all the, but to revert to our beloved Max Weber, as he said, Venice or Florence or Rome in the 15th, 16th century looked like a modern capitalist society, but it was pre-modern. It didn't have that inner essence or spirit or set of interconnections. And he could have easily have said that about the Sung. It had high-level technologies, high-level thinking systems, art systems, and many of the necessary features you'd think. And yet, as I'm sure Joseph Needham would have agreed, it wasn't in a direction towards modern science.